All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another weekly setup. So I'm done analyzing over 20 pairs using the fxalexg set and forget strategy, and let me show you the pairs that we are going to be paying attention for this new week. Right. So the very first pair we have right here is Euro USD. Right. So this trade is still very much valid. Right. As you can clearly see, we have the daily time frame is currently bearish. We had a very deep retracement. I didn't expect it to go all the way up here, but it have still not shifted structure to bullish, right? So until price trades below this area and continue going down, then it still means it's still valid, right? It still means that the daily time frame is still valid. We have a strong area of interest, but price is currently above area of interest. So we are not really interested above area of interest. We need price to be below area of interest to consider selling this market, right? So the 4 hour time frame is currently bullish, right? But we want the 4 hour time frame to switch bearish, which means we want it to close below under this low. So if price can have this break and retest, it means the daily and the 4 hour time frame will both be bearish. Now I don't want price to actually close above here before having that break and retest, right? So I just need price to continue bearish and have that break and retest. If price close above here, I'll no longer be interested in selling Euro USD for this week, right? So that is the first market I'm willing to take for this week. Again, I'm going to alert you guys on the Telegram channel, right? So that is the first pair for this week. The next pair we are looking to see is USDCAD. Now this is one of my favorite pair, but this right here, we are using a 4 hour area of interest for this particular one, right? So you know that 4 hour area of interest compared to the daily or the weekly is actually weaker, right? But this right here is a clean one. We have multiple rejection from this same area of interest. Anytime we get to this area, we have some form of reaction from this area right here, right? Now price is currently was bearish, as you can see right here. So if I draw the path right here, you can see that price was bearish, right? So he kept on getting bearish, and then he switched structure to bullish right now. So this is what market is actually currently doing right now, right? So now that we're bearish and we now switch bullish, we are looking to see where we can continue buying this market, right? So this right here, the daily is bullish, and the daily is bullish and the 4 hour is bullish. So we have two time frame in sync, which is very good. And the daily time frame, the last day engulfed 2 days of price action, right? So price had a break retest and we had an engulfing on the daily time frame, right? Now coming over to the 1 hour time frame, it just simply makes sense that now that we are slowing down coming to this area, now we are now currently somewhere below or above area. We still need price to be clearly above area, breaking this high, having a retracement, and then we'll buy this market, right? So I like this pair very much. I feel like this is the one that I might take if I'm choosing one pair for this week, right? But there are still other pairs I'm willing to see this week, right? The next one is GBP CAD. So GBP CAD right now, let's look at the daily time frame on this. So GBP CAD was bearish, right? So GBP CAD was bearish, and if you look at this area of interest, we have clear rejections from area of interest. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rejection from area, and even one very current right here, right? So 4 hour daily is bearish, right? But we created a new low, making this a new lower low and this is a new lower high. Now that we're above, now that we're broken above that high, this is now the new higher high, and this is the higher low, making this market structure currently bullish right now, right? So we have the daily time frame is bullish. The 4 hour time frame is also currently bullish right now. So we're bearish coming into this area because we broke this low. Now that we're broken above this high, it simply means that the market is bullish. If you don't understand market structure, I made a video about that one. Look for day trading for beginners. I'll drop the screenshot on the chat right now, right? So look at it. So this right here now was market having a very strong momentum coming down, and then now we seem to be slowing down. From the EME, you can clearly see that we have basically no direction right now, right? So this slowing down means that the sellers are now, they're having indecision, right? So we know based on this structure that buyers might actually come into the market, because right now we can see bullish market, right? So it's very simple what we're going to be looking for on this market. We need a break and retest above here to actually buy this market, right? So that is the third pair I'm willing to see for this new week, right? So that is the main pairs. I have two other pairs I'm looking at. These two JPY pairs. We have USD JPY and AUD JPY. Let me show you guys what I have here. So again, USD JPY, I'm going to be using the 4-hour time frame on this. We're going to be using the 4-hour area of interest on this actually, right? So we have very strong area right here, and price is currently above, and even the overall market direction is bullish, right? You can clearly see there's some form of trend line if you are willing to see the overall direction of this market, right? So you can clearly see that it's bullish. It only makes sense that in this kind of market we should be looking for buys, right? The daily time frame on the other hand too, you can clearly see is bullish, and the last day was a doji, which simply means sellers were selling this market all the way down here and they could not sell any longer, and the buyers were strong enough to actually um come back to around where market opened, right? The basically around break even to where market opened. So that simply means that the buyers are still strong in this market, right? So on the 1 hour time frame, it makes sense what we are going to be looking for. Since this right here is the lower low and this is the lower high, we still need price to break above this high to make this market valid, right? So I need a break and retest above this market to actually buy um, USD JPY, right? Which simply means I'm expecting USD to gain strength this week. Another pair I'm looking at is AUD JPY. So I'm deciding to add this pairs for this new week, right? So AUD JPY is also currently bullish, and we are using the 4-hour area of interest on this one, right? So this how we are looking. So this is the area of interest we are using on this one, right? So this area of interest has only acted as resistance before, right? That's one thing you need to just be aware of, right? And then you can see that on the 4-hour candle, the 4-hour engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, not 5 hours, sorry, this is the 4-hour time frame. So he engulfed about 16 hours of price action, right? So and the overall direction of this market is actually currently bullish right now, so it only makes sense that we should buy this market. So I believe the market should basically, if we get an engulfing, we are supposed to be in, but if we are in, it means we'll enter on Sunday night. So we still need an extra break and retest to actually buy USD AUD JPY, right? So I'm deciding to bring AUD JPY close just to monitor, but I'm adding USD JPY for this week, right? Because it looks a little bit more cleaner to me. So the pairs we are going to be looking at this week is Euro USD, USD CAD, GBP CAD, and USD JPY. So let me look at USD CAD and USD CAD. I'm looking for buys. GBP CAD. I'm looking for buys too as well. So that's actually pretty solid, right? So last week we actually took one loss, and that was the only trade we took last week. It was a good setup. If I see it next time, I'll still take it. It was following the system. It was an A setup, but sometimes A setups fail. But this week I am trying very hard, right? We are to win this week, right? So I'm not trying to lose. I'll never drop a signal when I think it's going to lose, right? So I hope you guys make money this week. Remember to turn on your notifications. It's very, very important, so that anytime I drop a new video, YouTube will send you a notification letting you know that Zico Forex just drop another video, so that I can jump right into it and start winning immediately, right? So let's go again this week. That's pretty much it, guys.